10 seconds remaining.
Just not so strong. You just hold an area and you're gonna be happy about it once he gets to his timings. If he can't do that, if let's say Palos just needs to catch up, if he doesn't have the farm to actually sacrifice some of it in the early mid games to be close to his Visage, it's gonna be a problem, because when you look at Boom's lineup, it's just so damn strong, and you know that early mid game you're not gonna survive it without the strong. But they definitely do have a way to play this game on Execration, but it could go really wrong.
Kind of looking at the Execration's lineup as well, their most played hero so far is the Enchantress, but only at 57%. So unlike the SMGs, but they're 100% win rate heroes from 5 to 6 games, this one is a tad bit different, where you see no Nyx Assassin in the draft. They don't pick it for themselves, which could have actually sat in quite nicely against the co-op and the Ledge. Didn't really have the room for it anymore, as they wanted to take the Enchantress and the Earthshaker approach. So that also kind of like, okay, they don't have room for a Nyx Assassin. Let's just go for this Leshrac and play through there. And it is going to be Jackie Boy as well on this Ledge. So I'm just kind of, I have high expectations and anticipation for a hero that he has not played so far in the tournament at all, at one of the most important stages of the tournament, which is the upper bracket finals.
Prepare for battle.
Looking at this Execrational lineup, I can definitely see ways for them to play the game, and I'm loving that. You know, their lineup goes so well together, but it is very hard for it to play into what Boom have, just because of the nature of their team, not their heroes. But if, let's say, this is what I would want them to do: have a nice lane with the Monkey King, give vision with the Enchantress, go into the enemy jungle, doesn't matter if you die, and then if the Enchantress is in the enemy jungle, everyone is missing, that is when the Monkey King is with the Visage, because you know, because of the vision, that you can protect the Visage. If they are on the Enchantress, the Monkey King is farming. So I'm kind of looking at this Execration lineup, and if they set up those rules for themselves right now, they could be having quite a decent
30 seconds to battle.
Game, I guess, is a key word here. Do you feel like anybody excels out of the laning stage? Like, is anybody just gonna snowball out? Because when you look at Leshrac, the popularity that this hero has had lately, the Bloodstone builds, if there's a hero that counters the Leshrac, he might have a rough game. Do you feel like he could snowball out of this?
For me, Yopaj is the main one that is going to be snowballing. It's a Queen of Pain versus the Batrider. Naturally, you need to win that lane. And looking at the heroes of Execration, they don't deal well with magical damage. Shaker, Enchantress, even the Bat. You know, all of these heroes don't have high HP. Even the Monkey you can put in that pool, so they can very easily die to just a couple of spells. So I'm looking at Yopaj to be the big problem for Execration, and that is why I'm on the side of Boom, because Queen of Pain is a problem for the entirety of the Execrational lineup, and is gonna have a perfect.
How this one rolls out. Bob, the big difference maker, can pull off something miraculous against the Queen of Pain in this matchup. But as said, it's not going to be easy for him. He's already taking a lot of trades here from Yopaj. Like a constant napalm stacking, but they're going to start with a tri-lane here in bottom. So Jackie Boy to the bot lane with the Omni Knight and the Willow. I was actually looking at Skem after that bounty. Is he going to stick around here for a bit longer for potential first blood attempt? But I mean, they're just doing it by themselves as the supports, as they're driving Abeng off, meanwhile leaving the Tidehunter to solo against, well, Visage doesn't provide that much of a threat, and then you have a Shaker against you, so this should be pretty reasonably good for FPC.
Should be really good. I think this is a tactical approach from Boom to put themselves in a situation where it's going to be very hard to lose this game. Your Tidehunter is going to have a decent game. The Monkey King isn't going to have a good time, and he's going to have to catch up. So everything that I talked about that Execration need to do is going to be very, very hard to achieve because of...
What Yopaj is doing currently with 5-2 versus Bob 5-2, so he's still holding up ground. Might have to burn some extra money onto regen. He's actually got his bottle ready, so that will allow Bob to stick around for a tiny bit longer, and the bottle not arriving at all for Twop. So he's going for boots first. Wants to keep the mobility up against Napalm.
Interesting. Very interesting approach from a push. I guess you have sticks for the heal, so that's gonna be
a lot of sentry wars. Abang finding both sentries. And then there's a third there's a third sentry from Skems. Like, all right, you might get rid of 2, but he gets the third one. That's 1 sentry per 3. He will pop down another one just to get it out of the way, but Palos is really struggling. So it's like, I need to open up this easy camp to relieve the pressure off of Palos. But I think it does feel like some of the damage has already been dealt at this point. Though Abang, he's standing his ground nicely. We'll get a courier kill here onto Skem. Still battling it out as Tims does secure the pull, and Palos, he just has a big creep wave of his own just running towards Jackie Boy, and he's trying to squeeze, and I just want a couple last hits. Can I get something, please? Can I get some scraps? No, leave me something. I'm starving here.
Tims has been missing his brambles quite a lot. Pretty unexpected, especially with the change, you know, the delay being lower. It's much easier to connect with it. I guess Tims hasn't been playing Dark Willow that much. I've seen it in competitive games, but it's much different when you play a billion games on the hero in pubs. Then you're not gonna be missing those. Definitely would have given them a kill or 2. I'm liking that finally Boom are able to get those pulls off, because that's gonna make a difference. Up until now, Palos was just having a grand time here in the bottom lane, despite being tri-laned.
I think Monkey King was getting a bit too much out of this lane, considering you're still playing up against a tri-lane that is going to make your life very hard in general. The Boundless Strike, but he doesn't get the stack for it, and Palos is going to walk into his death. Jackie Boy slams the lightning right in his face. We do have a Shanks now rotating to the bot lane as well, as he was helping out with the water runes in mid. Here at least a bottle fill for Bob.
I really don't know what that was from Palos. I guess I didn't get the creep for a minute. I need to kill myself. I don't deserve to live. That has to be the only explanation, because he literally alone with 20% HP ran into 2 heroes.
Yep. And I think like when you look at stuff like, well, Bob, very ambitious attempt. He's going to do a lot of damage with the Flame Break onto Yopaj. Sadly, it's only level 1. But like, Palos throwing the Boundless Strike into Shadow Realm doesn't actually give him a Jinku stack, because the Willow was already sitting on 3, and he just pops it down. But Bob is going to get hunted down by Yopaj. In the creep wave, plus the Queen of Pain, relentless with the chase for the kill.
They got Bob's number. They know what kind of player he is. If I can't kill you, I'll much rather die. And it is a big issue that this guy's not going to be having a good time. In terms of CS, though, he's doing pretty well.
Hope Tims. Yeah, Fissure up. We'll get the Shadow Realm off just in time. Deliver that punch. Not actually going to get it out at all. So he wanted to get the hit onto Shanks, and instead he's going to tank an extra enchant totem to the face. Jackie Boy with 28 CS. Palos is catching up, so I guess that 1 death was necessary for him to continue on the roll. Getting rather much out of this in the end. Abang coming in from the side. He's got level and heal and enchant, and Shanks is going to be in between all of Boom's supports. Palos is dropping low. He's down to 100. He's got 16 stick charges. Will get hit by the Shadow Realm, but he will live.
Palos isn't attempting to dodge the Shadow Realm, so I kind of feel like that's the easy one. With Mischief having a 15-second cooldown, he knows that's better than he still has Jingu stacks, so this could be a good one for Execration.
Oh, available too. They even throw the enchant onto Skem and does not connect onto him. They even glyph the creep wave. Jackie Boy is really toying with Palos here. Oh, you want some last hits? Try again. Putting up the pressure under the tower. What they can do here. TP coming in is going to be the Enchantress returning back into the lane. Abang gonna get the block on Skem. Skem's got nowhere to run. He can't get out, but Palos is dropping rather low here. He's gonna get stunned in the trees. Omni Knight's gonna be chasing him there, but is the Omni Knight gonna lose his life for it? As they take down Jackie Boy, they will take down Yopaj. Bob will find the kill, and they will get Skem. So Bob gets a solo kill on the Quap in mid as they kill Jackie Boy and Skem as they dive under the tower. And Tino gets Tims with a rotation as well that they weren't expecting to happen.
Very rarely you see a Visage rotation, but it was obvious that during that dive, EXECRATION don't want to TP heroes, but if they do, it could be a problem for them.
Oh, the Ravage on the top lane. They're going to catch Palos with it, so he TP'd in for an empty lane against the Tidehunter, but he's going to get hit straight by that Ravage, followed up by Yopaj.
The biggest problem for me is that Boom Esports gave Yopaj in the mid lane as a kill. I don't think that necessarily should have happened. You have the blink, the Batrider should never catch you, so Bob definitely catching Yopaj off guard there. A bit of a mistake, but in the end, considering that the Monkey King TP'd to the top lane, and we talked about the importance of this hero having a good time and immediately dying, it is a problem. That's why Boom Esports, they don't hesitate to just use all of their spells to kill the hero right now and not allow him to have a game.
Yeah, importancy-wise as well is the network that is building up. The Tidehunter is having an absolutely free time right now, and kind of a suspected and expected as well, I guess, that this Tide will start to build up into a lot of auras, buff up the team even more. Leshrac is in trouble though. Jackie Boy gets sniped here, but Tino. There's just so many stuns for this Leshrac to live against. You got Fissure into the Earth Shock, you got a couple birds landing on you, then you get hit by this level. Well, it's a level 1 Soul Assumption, but the Grave Chill prevents you from getting anywhere.
Currently, until the Dark Willow gets level 6, Tims is not a hero that can save his money. Tims might die as well, because he needs some saving.
Oh, he missed the second stun. Doesn't get the Soul Assumption out.
The time.
You're right, he needs to be careful with his positioning.
Cam needs to protect him right now. When the Terror Race comes out, Tims can do it. But until then, Heavenly Grace is your
Yopaj. Yopaj. Okay, so he wanted a bounty rune, but he walked up into a smoke gank of Shanks and Tino. They're going to be happy with that kill. That is slowing down Yopaj a lot. It's actually behind the Monkey King now, and now they've got themselves the Dark Willow comboed up as well. And take that, another one. This Visage is on a roll. He's the one topping net worth right now. I guess for some reason I was I said I was happy to see Tino on Visage, but wasn't expecting him to actually be on top of net worth considering how this laning stage has gone for EXECRATION. But they're the ones in lead of kills. They have shut down Yopaj, who is now last in net worth out of all the 6 cores.
Yeah, it's disastrous the mistakes they're making right now.
Advantage given away.
It's very weird. Boom Esports won the lanes. They needed to be a little bit quiet for quite some time, then get themselves together and destroy everyone. And Yopaj is caught again.
Oh, catching one here on the other side, but the Echo Slam from Shanks to make sure they've got plenty to control him. And Yopaj. Oh man, this guy seems to be. He's topping his death timer above the time that he's actually spent alive currently, because he spent more time dead than alive the last 3 minutes.
Dire's bottom tower
gone.
Spent time dead.
They do say that there's enough time to sleep when you're dead, but Yopaj, you're taking it a bit too seriously here.
He's tired. He's tired. That has to be the case. So he's taking the time to rest. But this is a big issue. We talked about EXECRATION having troubles in the laning stage and the early mid game, and if Boom Esports would do everything right in those 2 parts of the game, it would be very hard for EXECRATION to play the game. But they make some crucial mistakes. Of course, it is amazing that EXECRATION capitalized on most of them, but really unnecessary mistakes for Boom Esports. Yopaj is caught again.
There we go again. We've seen this story before. Yopaj is dead for the 4th time. And it's just getting worse and worse. Skem is gonna get slowed up here, burned up by Bob. They do miss the aftershock, but they've got birds to follow it up. Omni Knight slowed up by the enchant. Fissure block, where are you gonna go? There is no escape for you. Bob burns him alive with the flame break. And now EXECRATION 2k up ahead. FBC is here because they know that he is going to be a tanky target to deal with. So they'll just finish off the tower and ignore the Tidehunter completely.
They don't like him at all. They're just, we're not going to touch you. You're just not that important in FBC. Imagine how bad he feels right now. He just stands there and like very confident I'm unkillable, but no one really cares about him at all. Being ignored is it can suck, man.
This game has turned on its back, and Yopaj, he wants revenge on Shanks, and he's ready to use that Sonic Wave for the kill. He'll throw it in. And that's the only bit of net worth that Yopaj has actually picked up. He was sitting at 3.3k for the last 5 minutes. So he's now actually caught himself something to catch up to the rest of the heroes, because everybody else is kind of slipping between his fingers.
What is amazing about Execration is that they are actually with the lineup, you know, that it would be ideal to play the top part of the map. They've adjusted perfectly to how things were, and then on the bottom lane, you know, we could say Boom Esports, they made mistakes, but they were kind of surprised that the Execration were willing to put the Visage on the bottom lane. Now finally Tino would like to take the top lane tower. That's gonna open up the map. Playing on the bottom lane is still gonna be very, very risky. So but I think actually they do have the strength now with the raid pack coming. Execration can just storm down the top lane tower, and I don't see much that Boom can do about it, especially not without the Sonic Wave.
Not without the Sonic Wave for sure. Bloodstone recipe though is already picked up by Jackie Boy, and he's got his mana boots, meaning he can just disassemble it, meaning he's 300 gold short from finishing off a first item Bloodstone. Current meta build for the last Shrek. Easy, setting up for Abeng here in mid. Yopaj is here as well, and Scan, this Bambi is basically just with broken feet here, broken hooves. They just down.
Now we're coming to that point where I thought we were gonna be a little bit earlier, or not at all, where Execration are playing the top part of the map and the Enchantress is in the enemy's faces. You now see when they know where every one of Boom Esports is, they don't care about playing together. Execration, they're gonna spread out the map, take the towers, and pretty much take everything they want for a small Enchantress skill that this Enchantress didn't even get the book. She's only level 6 minutes 14, so Abeng doesn't mind dying 10 times like.
Tino finished the Wraith Pact. We have a blink on Bob. I would suspect a smoke to come out. And Shanks is already moving towards the Bat Rider, so they will like to duo up the two of them. Meanwhile, bottom, Jackie Boy Palos is loading up the Wukong's command, but that's gonna be enough to kill. There is the Bloodstone, and here we go. Here comes Bombi. Here comes Shanks as well with the TP, but they have been spotted with the support. They are gone.
Okay, that's fine. The thing that is gonna surprise Boom next is this Bob Blink Dagger. I actually can't believe Bob
didn't smoke for it yet. Maybe now? Is he gonna end up? Is Shanks close enough? Bob's not revealing himself yet. I like the distance he's keeping, because he wants to build up a couple of napalms, make sure he got the damage. Bottom lane, they're gonna be jumping onto the Enchantress. Jackie Boy is there to run him down. While they've caught themselves a scan in the river. Lasso is still up for the Bat Rider, but his Firefly is already halfway, and FBZ is here. He knows he doesn't want to take that engagement anymore. Jackie Boy turns on the chase. FBZ is still running at him. Might get the rabbit onto Bob. Bob just blinks out as he throws in the right click. Spamming a click on the ground, and as soon as he sees the attack animation go off, he'll just right way blink out harm's way. And now this bottom tower opens up for Boom.
Bottom tower is under attack.
The same thing is still happening. It's Abeng dying for some objectives taken on the map. Currently, the objectives for Execration are pretty much farm and control the top part of the map, because you've taken all the towers. Going for tier 2s right now, it is impossible without a single BKB, so you just want to pick off and control the most of the map as you can. So they're going to be playing top and picking off anyone who comes there smoking towards the bottom lane. It's very easy for Execration to play a standard Dota right now.
He's got his blink money and 15 gold. He'd like to snatch a creep, but he's going to have to live with passive gold for the time being. Jackie Boy on the chase onto Abeng with the help of Tim. And this Enchantress goes down. Easy pick off here. Bob, though. Bob wants revenge here. He wants to burn Tim's alive and then turns his attention towards Jackie Boy, because he's got the lasso. Oh, he almost caught him there, but he missed the timing by a bit, plus the Crown of Thorns. The cursed crown, even. The Crown of Thorns in the way. Bob. Lane break on the other side of the fissure. Hello. Welcome to this side of the wall.
This is just the team play in its best. Shanks, he's like, no guys, sorry, I made a mistake, and Bob is like, no, you didn't. The guy's on the right side of the fissure. Beautifully done, and now immediate smoke. Everyone was pushed away from the bottom lane, and now they know they're gonna be in the triangle and in their jungle, so you can definitely choose where you want to go.
All right, Bob, it's all up to you now. They see the ancient creeps run away, chasing the Leshrac. And there we go into the fissure and followed up with the lasso. They've even got the burst to follow up, but they don't need an FBs either. Are you going to Ravage 3 for some bit of damage here? They need Yopaj to get closer. Shanks is just going to keep the Tidehunter away. And he's loading up for an Echo Slam here. And he's going to do a lot of damage with it too. Almost takes down the Willow, but they don't have any follow-up remaining. Everybody's disengaged and gone for the time being, but damn, that was a close call.
That was a close call. A lot of damage done by him. Even if Tims dies, you know, it would just be some style points, not that big of a deal. But what is a big deal is that Execration are constantly forcing Boom onto only the triangle. And that means you're just gonna be losing in terms of gold. And Bob is just playing them over and over again. He's utilizing this blink perfectly.
Very important dodge there from Bob as well. If he died, this bottom tower, sorry, this mid tower would be already taken by Boom. They are going to go for the advance, but now with full numbers on the side of Execration. Wraith Pact is ready. FBZ already asserting dominance here between the towers. He's going to blink in onto Tino. He's going to need some backup here. Abeng is going to be on the side. Doesn't really have much backup right now. He's got the shard to keep himself alive. Tower's already down. Tino starting to take some damage from Johnzkie, but with the fissure coming in as well. But Bob is not engaging yet. He's still waiting for his lasso to come back up. And it looks like they're going to be sacking Abeng in the arms of Boom. Yopaj starts building himself a kill streak instead of a death streak.
Nice for him. He was probably losing confidence a little bit after what was happening. I was actually surprised that Execration went to defend that tower, but I think Tino feels like he cannot die, so he's trying to force out the Ravage, even though he knows that the tower is not going to be defended at that point. So at that point, he's just creating space for Palos to do whatever he wants.
Oh, that was so close. I like the idea. Sonic Wave pushback into the Lesh stun, but not quite on point. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they found the Tidehunter all by himself. All those rotations to the bottom. But can they kill this guy? That's another question. Maybe you found him. I think you found the Tidehunter in several occasions, but he's just not gonna die.
It's currently is the time where FBZ is not gonna die unless there is a Wukong's command there. Palos is the one that would probably destroy him. So if you know that Palos is not in the vicinity, you can do whatever you want as FBZ.
Something to do with this jungle rotation. The lasso onto the Tidehunter with Palos. Maybe they can have a different kind of result here, damage-wise. Blade break back inside. FBZ with a Ravage onto 4. Beautiful follow-up. The fear comes out as well. And here come the rest of the follow-up. Shanks is gone. Baum is dead. Abeng is gone. And Palos has to disengage. He's inside the trees. Can he get out? Looks like he will be able to. Boom got the fight that they were looking for. And also, as that fight without the Visage, I want to bring out one thing, because I do from time to time want to take a look at our lovely Twitch chat. I want to give a shout out to Snare, our future, well, not future, close future, and this year TI talent as well. He just brought up that this was the fastest timer Tino has ever built a Wraith Pact in a pro game.
So we have some stats people
Snare.
in the chat as well. He took away your glory, Panda. Took away your glory.
No, I don't need any glory here. All glory to Snare on this one. Though, for Boom at least, getting a good team fight for themselves. This is important for them for the rollback. Leshrac is getting stronger by the minute, and this gets Yopaj that extra buffer to keep him rolling for the snowball that he was supposed to have from the laning stage.
This is just the thing. Execration, they recognize in the earlier engagement that they can't kill FBZ with the Wukong's command. But the thing is that that fight happened on their side of the map on their terms. Now, they were in enemy territory. They tried to go for him, and everyone else from Boom was in the vicinity. FBZ survived long enough. He got the Ravage off, and the rest is history. So, Execration, right idea, just a bad place to execute it now. The game is again even, and, you know, I think it's still okay for Execration. Even after losing that fight, you're just gonna adjust to what just happened, and there is no Ravage, so you can even pressure the Rosh and force Boom to play the top lane.
FBZ
Dire are scanning.
farming up in mid. He's got his squad right behind him on the other
Dire's turret
side.
has been killed.
His rune will be spawning in favor for Boom. Does Yopash want to pick it up? Bottle refill
Dire's
for at
top
the least,
tower
but
is
maybe an
under
attempt
attack.
to set up for something. And what quick, I mean, this ops ward's about to run out, but Skem, you know, he's got this very nice little box going on here, like, you know, a little diamond formation here. Very nice.
Where do they want to go with this? They don't have the Ravage. I think.
Triangle.
Oh, actually, they will.
They have
Radiant's
Ravage.
middle tower is under attack.
Barely missed the timing. Tim's smoke will pop. And he won't be able to catch anyone here. Tino's already out of the way. While Palos in the jungle. And then we have a casual level 8 Enchantress in front of your tier 3 tower. So, good luck getting away with this one. Yopash actually spots him with the screen. He knows exactly where this Ench is going. The fear is going to cancel the teleport from him. And Palos is just going to have to watch on the sidelines as his buddy falls.
They want to catch the Lash. This is a perfect setup coming out for them. Johnzkie, one time he dodged it when this happened. He's going to dodge it.
Bigger attempt. Maybe now. Ooh, he just blinks out. Bob's a bit late for this one. Now he's going to get rooted and slowed. No, he lived past his luck. Sonic Wave might miss, but they were looking for Palos with it. However, they will go for an instant smoke. Yeah, keep on going. You've got the aggression. Might as well roll for more.
They know that EXECRATION, they definitely can't fight. They saw the monkeying on the bottom lane. There is no battle. Whoever you catch right now, they die. And then you can set up vision wherever you want. And even without smokes, you can get kills. But again, very nice read from EXECRATION. Both teams in a defensive manner are doing really well and understanding when their enemies want to be making moves.
He's going to get a root onto Visage. Visage is in a bit of trouble as FBZ. Okay, Abeng's like, take me rather. And it is a worthy sacrifice.
He is taking this role way too seriously because he has only been dying in the game. I approve of him dying on the enemy side of the map. Here it was definitely unnecessary. No way they killed Tino. No way they dive him. So he most definitely would have been of more use to his team alive with the glimmer.
Yeah, he's putting even Yopaj's deaths to shame. Nah, just kidding. I mean, this bat has got some trouble heading his way at the top lane, but Jackie Boy farming up. Bloodstone, Kaya Sanj being picked up as well. He's close to BKB. He's got TP boots lined up. And the Blink Dagger. So, you know, he's living the life. 15k net worth, 24 minutes in. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Now they're heading towards the mid lane. They've got got an Enchantress on their sides, but they're like, nah, let's get something beefier this time. Let's go for Shanks rather. As he will get caught up. There's the flame break to push them away, but it won't save his life.
Come in.
Shanks is gone. Tino splitting the map, trying to push. Palos is heading towards the bottom lane, and Boom's just hunting for kills.
A lot of smokes used from Boom, and now they're getting their BKBs. I understand that now they're gonna be able to win fights a lot easier when their BKBs are up, but they didn't put any great aggressive vision. Only the one on the top lane is deep
Radiant's
enough
courier
to
has
force
been
out a
killed.
big fight from EXECRATION. So I'm not sure what they're gonna be doing positioning wise, and in the next couple of minutes it's gonna be EXECRATION that should have the positioning advantage if it comes to fighting.
Yep. Now Boom can just take over this Roshan, but yeah, they don't have any
Radiant's
smokes
middle
left in
tower is under
their stock.
attack.
But I guess those
Dire's
were, you know,
structures are
they did get a
fortified.
kill with every smoke, so I guess it paid off.
Radiant
If
At least they
they
weren't
get
wasted.
this Roche, it's
Radiant's
good
top
enough
tower
because their
is under
wards are
attack.
pretty much centered around getting Roche. That is the thing that they achieved with it.
Yeah. EXECRATION will
Dire are
smoke up,
scanning.
but you're going to be a bit late for the party
Radiant's top
unless
tower
Bob
is under
instantly
attack.
blinks in. He's trying to make a wraparound from the side. Flame break. He's going to get on top of the BKB, but he won't be able to get there in time. FBC with a Ravage going to be zoning them out, but he is not going to get a perfect one out. And Yopash is also BKBing to disengage with the haste rune. And EXECRATION, we're close. We get an A for effort. Boom still gets away unharmed. So I guess EXECRATION, do they go again? Knowing BKBs are down. Ultis are on cooldown. Palos is rather strong right now. He's got the Mjolnir BKB. Still available.
He's going for an axe. I kind of like the Scotty idea a bit better. It's good against the tide, not allowing him to move. I kind of thought he was going to go for Scotty and Illifar, so this is a bit weird for me when it comes to Palace. But I like Execration. They're not going for kills. They know they're not going to get them, but they're going to pressure the map. And that is something that is always going to give you something, at least some damage on the tower.
Yep. Palos is still fighting in the front. Jackie Boy coming in from the side. Blink in, looking for the stun. Mischief there to dodge the route, at least for the time being. But that's the BKB out, and Tino, he's in an awkward position.
Dire's middle tower
They
is
weren't
under
quite
attack.
ready for a full-on fight, and especially the Jackie Boy is the one charging in front, so this Visage has to sack himself. And that's Tino's streak gone. 603, that's going to be a lot of money. Tims will take it.
It is very weird how Execration positioned themselves. I think they underestimated Boom in terms of these guys are not gonna fight us without any. Bob is in trouble.
That's another BKB to get away. That is also his 8-second flanking bar charge.
You can't underestimate Boom's I'd say willingness to fight. There is no reason for them not to attempt to at least force something out so that they would save their tower, at least poke. So for those situations, you have to be in position, something that Execration didn't do. And now in a time when there were no spells, they didn't accomplish anything. They even lost the hero top lane.
Unstoppable.
All right.
It's a disaster.
Well, they're surprising Palos completely off guard with that one. King down is the most farmed hero in Execration as well, so that does hurt.
Oh, that's a big disaster for Execration. It could have gone so much better for them if they just positioned themselves accordingly in the enemy triangle. At least 2 minutes of the Aegis would be taken down and nothing would be taken by Boom, but now they took so much and they're even gonna push for tier 2s.
Radiant's
Jackie
middle
Boy in the
tower
front.
is under attack.
Wallet Edict does run its course, but they can still take this tower with ease because there's no challenge coming from
Radiant's middle
Execration.
tower has fallen.
Really difficult to fight against the Aegis Lesh. Boom is going to be putting up pressure into the top lane. We've got Tino's birds trying to split bottom. Level 2 birds already do a decent amount of work here. The biggest creep holder of money, basically the flag bearer, just able to walk away from that. Slightly beefier than the rest of the boys.
A big item is coming for Boom, and that is the blink from Scam. Once he gets the blink lasso is not going to be that great any longer. Scam just needs to look. Whoever gets lassoed, you purge it off immediately. Execration want to fight him.
Okay, they want to burn out the Aegis, and the Ravage FBC's got everyone inside the stun. So they will get some time, even though the Lesh is already down. BKB away, but Jackie Boy trying to make a run for it. Able to get out of the damage from Execration. And is there going to be a turnaround? Tims is in trouble. There's the stun follow-up coming from Jackie Boy. Still the Shadow Realm. And there's the stun as well onto the Monkey King. Shanks with the turnaround with the Echo Slam. Does a bit of damage to take down Tims, but it won't be killing Jackie Boy. This turnaround with a stun from 2. And now an Enchantress forcing him away. The Tino is going to be in the middle of the fight as well. And Lesh is down. Execration able to take down Jackie Boy. Scam with the TP away. And Palos trying to hunt for targets, but FBC, he's TPing away on the cliff. So Boom, even if they have the Aegis with that fight, it is a bit better for Execration here. Of course, the buyback of Shanks, but it's worth it.
I think after this fight, FBZ is always gonna make sure that the Ravage does not get used if the Wukong's command is up. You're just not gonna be able to fight them. No way that anyone gets close to the Wukong's command. Too much damage, and that is the main reason. If they waited out the Lesh dying first time and then just use the Ravage after that one, it might have been a little bit better for them. But after that, no Ravage, no Sonic Wave, Palos, even without the BKB and the ulti, he can fight.
Tendrils onto Palos, but there's also a Glimmer onto him too. Birds are doing work. Glyph is also used. The birds are about to die. Yopaz on the side, slowing down Abeng, followed up with the Gush as well, down to 100 movement speed. They've got the Warpine in the front, giving them vision. FBZ trying to clear out the Wraith tank, and will be able to do so. Boom is now back in full strength. Leshrac has just spawned. Yopaj trying to get the initiation out so that they would initiate on him for the Lesh to go. And the Tendrils again stunning up the Visage. Tino 160 movement speed. Where can he go? There's nowhere to run. There's no shard for him now as he's just popping it to heal himself for the time being. Blast on the backline onto Yopaj. They're trying to get the Quap out of the fray. And Tino is able to disengage for the time being, but he's being chased by Jackie Boy. And a lot of damage onto this Visage. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to run. Brave Chill being popped again, but the Lightning Storm slows there, and the Pulses will finish him off. Aubang trying to TP away. Tendrils to cancel the teleport of Aubang, and looking for a second one, but he is hidden for the time being with a Glimmer. But Yopaj is still there, but the Haze Drone, he's body blocking, standing him right in front of this Enchantress. Where are you gonna go? There's nowhere you can hide.
You're a disgrace to poor leg.
Finally a good one for Boom. Man, I loved how Execration and Boom approached that fight. It was so great. No one was willing to commit, understanding the dangers. And Palos, knowing that Boom won't commit, he didn't even come close. He just went away to farm.
Radiant's bottom
Bob is
tower
also playing
is under
very
attack.
aggressively with his movements here. NPC goes in with the Ravage and will hit onto 3. Sonic Wave both onto the cores, and they will take down Palos. He's down for 70 seconds. Bat Rider on the run. Yopaj, one right click away from finishing off the kill, and they will even use the Guardian Angel just in case. Yopaj were to end up taking a lot of damage there, but no problemo for him. Focus onto this tier 3 tower, get some damage out, but they see Tino is spawning. Bob is already back in full strength as they've returned from the fountain. Boom, they are going out. They've done the damage. They killed Palos. Despite the damage, look at the damage that they dealt this fight. It's only a couple of hundred more for Execration, but it's just the Monkey King dying.
Yeah, once the Monkey King dies, it's a problem. His Axe is still doing the damage even when he's stunned, but it is just not enough to kill any of these heroes. And Boom Esports, they know this. For them to die, Execration need to commit, and it is not an easy thing to do without the Monkey King. And Boom, they don't want to allow him to get back. They want to go in again.
Yep, and straight to Aubang. There you go, Jackie Bob with the Bloodstone. Running with a lot of heals. They've got Ench stunned up on the side of this fissure. Meanwhile, they're initiating onto Tino on the high ground, but the birds are causing issues. Yopaj with the slow, and Jackie Boy to follow it up. They got another vessel to pop on him, but he will heal up. And here comes Paulo. Onto 3, but the PKP for Leshrac going to be able to run out of this one. Yopaj on the side as well, going to be doing a lot of damage here, but has to also run away with the Echo Sun coming in from Shanks, and with the PKPP, he just barely gets the jump away, but Paulo, he's relentless with this chase. He wants this kill, and they got it. The fish is going to be there. FBZ, he's wanting to keep this Monkey King on the spot. Paulo still fighting with 160, but the Gush will clear him away. Tino with the birds on top of Jackie Boy. 1 stun, 2 stun, Fisher on top, take the Omni Knights as well, double for Tino, and it's just FBZ remaining. Tidehunter trying to live as long as he can. Maybe he can Gush kill Bob here with that Kraken Shell popping. You can see Bob's keeping a distance for the time being, and he won't get the connection. The DD stolen in front of his face, even if he throws the tendrils in his direction, but Execration just T-wiped. Boom.
It looked for a second that Palos was too deep, but it was like, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna help.
Look at the damage,
team, and we will cut them down. Yeah, the damage is insane.
Oh my god, 22,000 to 10k dealt in this fight. Boom was backpedaling for most of that fight, and Execration slowly sustaining and dealing more and more damage, and it works in their favor. Hollows with those big baits kind of did push them off position because like, all right, we can kill the Monkey King here. Now reinitiating all the attackers. It's going to be Boom onto Shanks and Tino. Shanks is down. Tino is stunned on the high ground here. He is surrounded by a couple heroes from Boom. He's going to get forced out, but in the wrong direction. Aubang just pushed him further inside the base.
Go and die for the team.
Oh, I've done enough dying. It's your turn, Tino. That's Aubang. And the shard heal for the time being, but into the stuns and the roots, there's nowhere to go. Boom will be able to fend off the attackers at the cost of the tier 3 tower.
The big one for me for EXECRATION has definitely been Shanks. You know, he didn't get any big echoes off other than that 4-man one that didn't result in anything on the enemy triangle, but he is consistently alive and hard to catch with the shard, and he doesn't even care about the echo. He's just saving it for the extra stun or maybe on a solo hero. He just wants to stay alive.
Oh, Johnzkie by bottom. They got the last solo. Wukong's coming on top of him as well. He's gonna get stun locked even with the heal from the Bloodstone. But Palos, does he pump enough damage? No, he cannot. 26 armor to burst through. It's not going to be an easy job. So if he's outside of the Wukongs, he can easily teleport away, and he will do so. Could force out the BKB from him, and Bob did go for the lasso right away. They stacked both ultis, just hoping that the Slash would die, but then they had no TP council remaining, and Roche is up now.
Now with
Tim's is going to get the info.
It's going to be a bit different. When he has a Scotty, when there's slows, when there's that heal
going straight to it.
It's going to be easier to kill Jackie.
All right, EXECRATION, are you going to get there in time? This Roche has already lost a 5th.
There is no
it's going down way too fast. Down a half HP. EXECRATION closing up and stacking up, but they're taking their sweet time. Smoke up now, and so does Boom. They've got Tim's in the front. BKBs are going to be popping. Bob on the sidelines. Yet still in the pit. He goes in, and maybe this time Bob does it. He snatches the Aegis, and Tim's on the side, getting pummeled by Tino. Guardian Age will be forced out. Arving on the side as well. With the enchant to slow them down. The birds are going to be doing a lot of work here. Tim's is about to drop and almost does it. FPC is kind of low here on the side as well. This fight is spreading in so many directions. Tim's is going to be falling first, and now FPC is down as well. The big tanky boy has fallen with no Ravage to use, and Bob, the beholder of the shard and the Aegis.
Oh man, Boom, they just expected EXECRATION to be there faster, so 3 of their heroes got out of the pit, and that allowed EXECRATION to get there in time. EXECRATION were literally running in as fast as they could, and if everyone from Boom was just attacking Roche, they would have gotten it. Now it turned out to be a very, very big disaster. It's going to be very tough for Boom to defend this one, especially because Wukong
definitely will. And this win probability has been changing. It was 85% for Boom. It's a 50-50 game now for EXECRATION, having the advantage after these racks falling. That's one lane. They can get a second one. Knowledge is down. There's no lift. There's BKBs up. Ravage is available. Yopaj needs 5 seconds. And he's going to get last soul before he does, but the Guardian Age with the Fisher stun followed up as well with the Flame Ray coming in as well. The Birds are going to be there with the 2, and they do get the BKBs up just in time. But they've already finished up the ranks. Apollo, look at the stun coming on 2 with this Boundless Strike, and he's doing a lot of damage. And Shanks with the Echo as well to follow it up on them. And now Johnzkie Boy is holding his ground for the time being. He's got a Blink Dagger available. FPC into the middle of the fight. He's got Ravage as well. Shanks is going to be falling. And now onto Enchantress as well. Arming to fall, but 2 racks taken. EXECRATION, they've pulled off themselves a bit of a lead here, despite sacking the supports on this attack.
Sanjin Kaya making a big difference there for Dilesh. If a follow-up stun from the Shaker comes, Jackie doesn't get the BKB off and he probably dies. But I'm liking that Scam is always ready with the Heavenly Grace, as we mentioned. Still, it's not enough. It's not enough. EXECRATION, they get 2 Raxes, and Boom Esports only getting 2 supports. They don't have enough to capitalize.
Bob is trying to slow down Johnzkie Boy, and they're trying to force Boom's attention, like, hey, I'm right here. Come and catch me. They're kind of incisive with their decision-making now. Do they just head for the top lane for the tier 2? Do they start to make their way towards the Batrider? Because Jackie's already lost sight of him. They can't go there. They can't push mid in either. The Birds are doing work. Shaker's up in 15. Echo Slam is also up in 20 seconds, so they will be back to team fighting capability as soon as Boom is close to their base. So let's see if they want to fight this tier 2, or are they just going to fight them on the high ground?
Boom did the smartest thing. Just get the bat away from the creeps, allow the creeps to push in, and set up for a fight after that. You're not going to be able to get anything during those death timers. You need to win a fair fight, a 5 versus 1 if you want to get back into that game. So just set up for that, for the best possible scenario. So the lanes have to be pushed out first.
Got that top and mid lane racks missing. Well, those are the ones that are going to be passively constantly pushing in. At least they got the double catapult wave to hit this tier 3 here, which EXECRATION are just going to ignore completely. They are relying on the super creeps to do their work for them. Skem having the ninja gear.
Radiant's top tower
Wants
is
to
under
keep
attack.
himself hidden and have that extra mobility whenever he needs to get closer for the blink save.
Shanks needs to get caught. Boom Esports, they're just not focusing him enough, and there's like 10 fissures coming out every fight. You just cannot win against it, especially now that he has the Octarine core. The game is unplayable for Boom when Shanks is up, and they're gonna be coming from a point where they don't have the vision. So it's gonna be almost impossible for them to win if Shanks plays
Radiant
properly.
are scanning.
Moments of calmness after the last 10 minutes being absolute mayhem between EXECRATION and Boom here in game number 1 of the upper bracket finals. Winner gets to go into the grand finals, so they know what's at stake. Boom would love to be there, start their prep for TI with a victory from a tournament would be something for them. EXECRATION, though, I mean, they're not going to be playing in last chance qualifiers. They're not in TI. For them, this is the real thing.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. But it's so tough for Boom. They don't really have to do much. They just have to do it slowly, and they're gonna be okay in this game. Find an opening where Skem is being shown far away enough from his teammates. You get
Right
a
in front.
lasso and you win.
He's right in front. Palos was so close to spotting him there. If he Primal Springs in, FBC could just spot. Palos actually sees him there. They're going to get a stun too. Johnzkie's going to get caught as well. With a follow-up fissure coming in, the BKB force for him to run away. The Wukong's is going to be popped, and they can focus on the final lane of Rack. And he's got a refresher. Palos has another ulti available. What can he do? They're going to be charging in. The BKB's already there. Jackie Boy in the middle of this. Wukong's command going to be taking a lot of damage. The heal's going to be there with the lasso coming in with Dom as well. But he's hit it. And there's the stun for free. The ravage comes out. It does no effect whatsoever. FBC's going to go down. Jackie Boy about to melt as well. Surrounded by everything that EXECRATION can throw at the face of this list, and he's still surviving, and the bird doesn't even connect as well. The flame breaks off target. Johnzkie jumping on top of Bob, forcing him away. They've taken down the Monkey King, even if the racks are about to fall. The range is still there. Tino trying to do work. The birds are trying to do work as well, but Skem blows them up with the heal, and they keep the racks up as they lose 4 heroes on the high ground of Boom.
If there was ever a perfect moment to engage, it was that one. They did everything perfect on Boom. They still had to use the buybacks, but they keep themselves in the game. No mega creeps. They clear out EXECRATION. The Earthshaker doesn't die, but it was definitely shown that even inside of the Wukong's command, this Lesh can survive. His item build just allows him to do so, and of course, you have the Omni Knight to assist you with that one. I kind of feel like Palos might be needing that nullifier if you want this Lesh dead.
Radiant's middle
Potentially
tower is
could be
under
the thing.
attack.
Boom did use their buybacks for this, so Johnzkie
Are fortified.
and FBZ are both living on their last life. Potentially, if they get killed here, it might just be game over for Boom. So they're doing a big sacrifice and a big gamble here. They need to get something done, but they need to watch their positioning carefully. Bang with the enchant, only going to slow the Lesh for a little bit, but they're keeping up the push. Diabolic in 2 seconds. Tino with another soul assumption, just poking the Quap, but the heals are coming in from Skem. 44 HP regen per second for this Quap. Also almost 4,000 HP to burn through, and a regen rune. So I think this is a good moment to have a pause. Skem needs to fix his microphone, but our mics are completely fine here.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, like always. We are awesome.
Yep.
Just getting good. These players, they're awesome.
Chat's awesome.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Anyways, so EXECRATION, they know that the only way they give a win condition to Boom Esports is if they buy back. So that's why they expend only one of those. They were even willing to give away a lane of racks, which wouldn't have been that bad, to save their buybacks, and this is the right play. Now it's one fight that is going to be separating them from the win, and with the refresher and the double Wukongs on the Monkey King, in an open area, you win it. In the enemy base, you probably get the Raxes, and if you have the buybacks, you're gonna win the game that way. So Boom Esports, it's on them to actually find a move that is gonna put them in a favorable position, which is, it's not easy currently.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, you know, like, this was a bit of a gamble move from Boom. You know, they are sitting on the buybacks. They want to get something done on side of EXECRATION. Maybe even force their buybacks out. but it does come at the risk. If we get caught once, it's over for us. Like this, if this co-op dies, that's a big amount of damage that's going to be missing. You're fully relying on Leshrac. And then the thing is with EXECRATION's lineup, they're so single target focused. They have a bit of AoE to add into the mix, but mainly target after target after target is the priority for them. So if Boom, even if they're missing one player from that fight, it's so much easier for EXECRATION to focus who do we kill in what order and how do we manage the fight. So any buybacks that's missing is going to hurt Boom a lot.
For sure. Currently, for both teams, it's very hard to commit. If you commit as Boom, you're gonna get multi-man echo slammed and you will die. During your BKBs, you probably cannot kill anyone, any big targets on the side of EXECRATION. On the other side, you know, EXECRATION would love to commit onto the Omni Knight and Boom would love to commit onto the Shaker, but that is not gonna happen. These two heroes are what's making the fight so long, and so, you know, we don't even know what's gonna happen until the end of them actually comes. So it's very, very tough for these two teams to play. But then again, that is why EXECRATION have such a big advantage, you know, because they can get their axes. They don't really have to focus on the heroes, whereas Boom, well, for them to do that, it's quite tough. That's why they're in such a bad position this game, regardless of their axes.
45 minutes played, still fixing their microphone issues by the looks of it. Been a bit of a roller coaster. This was a 14-86 game at the best for Boom. We look at this graph go up, it's gone to 73% for EXECRATION, and now racks falling. Well, the game does see racks falling as a big indicator, plus the 4 heroes dying. So even if you bought back and you don't have mega creeps inside your base, it still gives you like this extra 10% win probability on the other side. So I guess the amount of buildings obviously does count into some kind of mathematical calculation. I'm not the astrophysicist here, so I don't know exactly how the algorithm should be working. But Boom is definitely on the back foot, and EXECRATION has the tools right now. But you can see that any team fight can change the whole dialogue completely. And I'm looking straight into the eyes of Tino on this Visage.
I kind of don't like that you revealed that it's astrophysicists that work on Dota. Yeah,
why?
I guess everyone, because it should have been kept a secret. It should have been kept a secret. Build it to everyone. But anyways, looking at this game, man, it's 44 seconds until Roche. I think this is the chance for Boom to force EXECRATION into a mistake. I think EXECRATION have been pretty cool-headed in this game for most of the big moments, but if they assume that the Roche is happening, it is one of the ways for Boom to get back into the game. And if Boom set up a trap there, it could be a way for them to get back, but most likely it's gonna be a 4 versus 5 considering the Tims isn't there.
Well, as we're still sitting on a pause here, what do you think? What do you think about the... What do I actually want to ask about you? Ask you. I guess I'll have to think about my questions a bit longer. But this is probably not the time for fluff questions because we have a pretty good game in our hands. What do you think about the item builds here? Visage wants to go for Aghanims, giving the Silent in the Night. I don't remember the exact name again for the Visage. I might as well just look at it. It is Silence of the Grave. That's the one. Oh, Silence is the Night. Pretty close. But Silence is the Grave, where you basically just this invisible, unobstructed vision flying target that you can hunt down. Maybe he could use it for Scam, for example, you know, try to blow him up. But the extra damage that you get for the birds, that's a massive boost of damage that you get for all your units. 25% after you break the invisibility. So what do you think about this item choice for Visage? Would you go for something else, or is Axe the item to go for? Because the game is still kind of rolling.
I think it is, because right now EXECRATION, because of their axe advantage, obviously from that you get the map advantage. The only way that you actually have a chance of losing is going for 5 versus 5 team fights. So you should just get into a position when that is not going to happen. Either you're going to use this to get their axes down, get the mega creeps, and then choose a fight much easier, or you're going to find the pick off on a support or an engagement on a support before the fight even happens. So I think it's the right approach from Tino, because he is actually the hero that is gonna...
Yeah. as we can see from the chat that is rolling up right now, Abeng just received a lot of Dota shards. Being the good guy, that's always worthy of a clap. Can we get a clap in chat for Abeng for being a true gentleman? Saying that Execration can pass their pause timer if Boom runs out. Their mic issue fixed. I have a feeling that somebody's microphone got, you know, maybe somebody had it too close to their mouth, and you know, when they had these tough team fights, somebody might have spat on it like accidentally, and now it's got some kind of static issue and it's probably broken, and they're getting a new one from the hardware store. And Boom's CEO is, you know, panicking right now because one of their players doesn't have a working microphone, so he sold his soul to the nation, and now he's looking for any working microphone that's willing. They're probably going to end up with some 1800s gramophone or something like that.
I have a much better theory here. You know, obviously the players probably have a bunch of gear next to them that they can change, right? Maybe they did spit on it, maybe sink their teeth on it when they were losing a fight or something along those lines. That can happen. But you know how people sometimes you're like, oh, we can put the new headphones. No, wait, I can fix this. And then one of the Boom players is there tinkering with the microphone while the rest are just standing with the box of new headphones or a new microphone. Come on, man, we can just change it. But no, I can do it. So maybe that's actually what's happening. I could see that happening more than what you suggested.
Yeah, potentially. We're going to throw ourselves onto camera for the time being. We'll let you know as soon as the game is on pause so we can go back into the action. But there's nothing to see right now. We've looked at items. We've seen the graphs. We know the buyback status currently, what it's sitting at. So, you know, basically the situation being as it is since Abeng decided to pass out the pause timer for Boom as well, meaning this game is going to get unpaused at some point, and one player's just not going to have a microphone. But on the positive side, at least it's not a 5v4 scenario. Like that would be the absolute worst in a game like this.
Long story short, guys, there's nothing happening in the game, and the BT who told us put you guys on the camera so that you attract more viewers with your. No one cares right now about the game because we've seen everything.
Basically, what they're, I mean, honestly, they don't care about our faces. They're just like, caster, stop, talk, start game, you know? It's a classic, right? Man has a serious face. He's not rolling on board with this one. At least in terms of, okay, they're saying 1 minute of pause time remaining, so then we get another extra 10 minutes if they don't get the stuff fixed. So, where do we see this going? Like, what's basically the win condition for Boom now? I think this is like the topic we should be discussing here, considering we've seen the buybacks come out from the Quap and the Tidehunter versus the Visage who bought in for Execration, and Roshan is less than a minute away, and the next team fight's probably going to be rolling around the Roche pit area. I think Roche could be one of those things. I don't think Rat Dota necessarily strikes unless it's Execration trying to take that weak range axe from the bottom lane.
Yeah, for Boom, it's basically force out a 5 versus 5 engagement on even foot. Best bet is 0. If you miss this Roche timing, it's the next one is in your base when the enemies have Aegis cheats plus the Aghanims or the Refresher, and at that point you probably just lose the.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think the next couple of minutes are gonna be crucial, as if first of all, is Roche gonna spawn early enough, or if it's not, can Boom keep the lanes out enough so they can get a decent fight? It doesn't have to be on equal footing, even if it's like positioning wise a little bit in favor of Execration. I think if you're Boom, you still take that bet considering the situation you're in. Yeah. Sure, in terms of gold, you're not behind, you're actually slightly ahead, but it's dead even almost. But in terms of positioning, you're always going to be on the back foot, especially once the creeps start going back. It's going to be really
Gonna be a bit of back and forth rolling. Now we have a disconnected player as well, so I'm gonna swap us out from the camera scene to see. Ta-da! Absolutely nothing is going on as we're still paused in the game, but at least for all the new viewers who are just joining in on the broadcast, welcome as well. We're still playing game number 1. We've been sitting in pause for 10 minutes now, and we've got our Willow back into the game. So most likely, if they wanted to do a microphone fix or something like that, potentially it was Tim's whose microphone had some issues. And hey, we got a goal sign. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, Abank says wait. We still got another mic issue, most likely.
Maybe someone just went to the time being.
Why do players always go to the bathroom? Why don't they do something else?
Get your chance. What would you do? What would you do? You want to do something?
I don't know.
Say...
Read a book.
Okay, so if I'm a coach of a team,
I don't read books. I can't read.
If I'm a coach of the team, and sometimes even physiological needs are not going to be allowed, but allowing you to read the book during the series, that's not going to happen. Unless it's a book on Dota tactics, and I don't think there's currently.
Блин, ты очень умно придумал.
Well, as we can see, they have been given a notifier that they're unable to pause. So Boom has no pause timer. So basically, that's like if somebody disconnects from the game, you just can't pause the game anymore. That's a bit of an issue. But hey, EXECRATION get the go sign. Boom get the go sign. The game continues once again as the horn sounds. We're 45 minutes in, and let's get into this roller coaster of EXECRATION versus Boom in game number 1. Where were we? We had 2 buybacks come up from Boom, 1 from EXECRATION. Boom has basically lost 2 lanes of Rax. They almost secured Rax in the mid lane, weren't quite able to take it through. Roshan is up in 20. Let's go, Harry.
Panda during the pause. We know everything that is happening. We know the buybacks, everything. Where were Panda after the pause? Where were we? What is happening in this? That's why you stay in the game and you just don't focus on our beautiful things. Anyways, though, Boom, they leave the Roche area. And we're going to find out when it's going to respawn. So right now, it's push out the bottom lane, push out the mid lane, and then from the top lane, get to the Roche in time. I think that's the right play for Boom.
Yep, take over the outpost, take over the jungle. We're probably going to lose theirs as Tino going to be heading over to the outpost on the side of Boom. This map, and Roche is a long Roche as well. That's over 2 minutes.
Radiant's bottom
is going to get struck by a flame break fissure combo. Not quite as deadly as the CI5 Ice Blast Echo Slam. That was a bit stronger. However, Boom is not waiting. They're going. Abank, the one to get caught here into the roof with the gush coming out. Paul's loading up the Wukong. FBZ goes for the runner. Then a second one is going to lock them down. Boom! That's what's cooking. They will look for more. Buybacks coming out. Abank dies in the pit. 4 buybacks forced by Boom. Oh, baby.
Oh, man. I think that was the moment where Bob says, I caught the Omni Knight, and just half a second later, you're just done. That is the thing. If you're committing on someone with EXECRATION, be the Omni Knight, use your BKBs, use the Wukong's command, or this is what's gonna happen. Luckily for EXECRATION, though, Roche isn't up, but, I mean, how do you even recover from that? You lose one of the heroes. You have to be very careful. And of course, no buyback on Visage. You're still in a 4 versus 5 scenario.
I guess, you know, start right away, like the classic. I mean, just go at them, because, you know, like there's no buybacks, but there's no ultis left on the side of Boom. They're all on cooldown for the time being, but they didn't even have to use BKBs. Like, Yopaj still has a BKB because that was so pristine from FBZ. Jackie Boy charges onto the high ground. Skim's going to be here as well with his ninja gear, but he's not as stealthy ninja as he gets caught, but the vision's there. They will see Paulo. Paulo's being chased by Jackie, but Jackie Boy loading up the Wukongs, but will cancel. Has the BKB running. That has the blade defense set by the time being. The Wukongs is finally out. Yopaj in the middle. They're looking for some damage. The fear comes out on the side. Will connect onto the Monkey King. He's still inside. It's Tim's on the side as well. Refresher being used. They on this will pop on Tim's, and now Jackie Boy scanned. The boys starting to look for an angle to jump on EXECRATION. Paulo still holding his ground, and again, Jackie Boy with the Guardian Angel coming into the fight, and it will take down Tim's. He's gone. Then again, the Sonic on 3. Paulo is down, and this is the losing everything here.
Barracks are under
3
attack.
heroes
Dire
dead, and it is Mega Creeps as well at the same time, so the wrap does work out for Tino. However, it is a slight relief. Roshan has spawned, and they're drawing a straight line down mid. Let's head over to the base and get it over with.
They do it though. It's not gonna be that easy against Mega Creeps, especially with the split push coming in. And Shaker, they want to cut the wave. That would be the main thing. Look at Boom. They're just next to the wave. They know protecting these creeps is the most important thing right now.
Yep. Off they keep on rolling. Straight down the mid lane. Johnzkie Boy leading the charge.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Backdoor protection is going to wear off in just a second. Mims is here, Skems around as well. 3 versus 5. Near impossible situation. EXECRATION and FBC already charging in. Tino's here, but at the same time, Bob, he's trying to cut the waves, but there's still a lot of creeps inside the base. BO5's taking some damage. There's a BKB already burnt on Bob as he's trying to hit the back line, but he's keeping them away. Bob is about to fall, and that's another dieback kicking in for EXECRATION, and this is looking really difficult for them because the backdoor is still not on. The creeps are inside the base. FBC, he's tanking everything, and BO5's getting stunned up, but Tino only a limited amount of damage is flying through. Johnzkie Boy comes in with a charge, blinks in, stuns Visage, and here we go to the tier 4 set. They finish them off, and here's the Rax. The Ravage coming out from FBC with the fear follow-up. Sonic Wave, second Ravage. Tino down. EXECRATION wiped up from the face of the earth.
James needs to echo the creeps. He needs to echo the creeps now, but they found him.
Oh, he can't get to him. He's really hoping to close it out, but it's not gonna happen. And off they go. Here's the tier 4s falling. Palos is up in 3 seconds. Near impossible to defend this, but he's gonna try it anyway. He's gonna get hit by the tendrils, canceling his ulti. He's gonna get it off for the first time. 30 seconds, refresher up. He's doing a lot of damage, but he's taking a lot of damage. Ancient down a half HP. FBC is stalling. BO5 is actually down. They just lost 2 heroes who bought back into this Palos. They've got Leshrac held in place. Echo's not still available. Will be used for the stun follow, but Palos, he cannot live. He cannot live. And they will take this Ancient in the end. Johnzkie Boy fighting to the end, and Boom will take game 1.
While all of this was happening, Scam was doing the most important job of all, and that is defending his own Ancient.